What's up, everyone? I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw. Yeah, and it's time to take you back. Yo, Fantastic Four issue 73, guest star bonanza. Yeah, Daredevil, Thor, and Spider-Man versus the Fantastic Four, or three at this point, since Susan Storm is pregnant with child. So it's gonna be a 3-on-3 battle royale. So let's get ready to rumble. Yeah. All right. Short version. Daredevil's body was temporarily taken over by Doom. Daredevil figured out a way out of it. But the Fantastic Four still assume that Daredevil is in Doom's body. And Daredevil is heading towards the Fantastic Four and able to explain what is going on. But the Fantastic Four, not trusting Doom, not knowing that Daredevil's mind is back in his body, the Human Torch attacks. Without negotiation, without anything. Without forewarning, he just starts attacking. He starts to try to fry Daredevil. Of course, Daredevil outmaneuvers him. He ends up flying into a tank of water. He pulls him out. This should have been the first clue that it was Daredevil. He's saving Johnny Storm. Doom would have just let him sink. But Reed, Ben, Johnny all have a strong case of paranoia. Spider-Man comes to join the party. He trusts Daredevil. He knows Daredevil. They're very close friends. They've teamed up a lot. And Thor has lost the ability. He's gotten into some kind of fight with his father. And this happened in another issue. Spider-Man, of course, is talking to Thor. Thor has lost some of his powers, but keep in mind he's still an Asgardian. Daredevil, he tries to jump up, tries to explain what's happening. Reed reaches out and grabs him. And this is where Daredevil has to think fast. He's not a powerhouse. He's fast, he's agile, but he's not a powerhouse. He turns Reed's own device against the Thing. Very smart maneuver. And then he's able to outmaneuver Reed, grab him, and toss him around. Daredevil is very crafty, and in a previous issue, we saw how he dealt with Dr. Doom, which is probably why Doom took revenge on him. Ben Grimm is reaching out, but keep in mind, he is still weak from the beam. As Daredevil slams down on him, not wasting any time, slamming him into the machine, setting it off, and it just explodes. Boom! Yeah, it starts to shatter everything. The Baxter building, boom, that's going to leave a mark. It's time for Spider-Man Thor to get up there. And since Thor's powers are temporarily shut down, keep in mind he's still an Asgardian, he has to web swing. And, of course, Thor is a warrior. He has experience doing different stuff. Johnny Storm gets up and he is pissed by being humiliated, not just by Spider-Man, but by a quote-unquote Doombot. Yes, they assume that these guys are Doombots. That's a lot of technology for the 60s, I'll tell you what. Anyways, the fight continues. The ray has been destroyed. Reed is kind of wondering what's going on. Apparently, Daredevil's Dr. Doom and these guys are robots. And the slugfest begins. And here we have Goldilocks, a.k.a. Thor. And your ever-loving, blue-eyed Ben Grimm. It's clobbering time. And Thor says some Asgardian Shakespearean crap. Anyways, the fight continues. And I just love how Ben Grimm can just stand toe-to-toe with so many different powerhouses. And it's not just the fact that he's strong. He knows how to fight. And that's kind of what I like about Thor. This is actually a very good matchup. Especially since he doesn't have full access to the power. It's Power Man against Power Man. But I'm not talking about Luke Cage. I'm talking about Ben Grimm and Thing. And this is just a cool fight. Of course, Thor's hammer is strong. He can still lift it. He's still worthy. But he's had access cut off by Odin. Anyway, Spider-Man outsmarts Johnny Storm, leads him into like a chemical chimney, and he just explodes. Johnny is not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Spider-Man outsmarts him. Of course, this knocks out Johnny Storm. And this is an interesting fight, too, between Reed Richards and Daredevil. They're pretty even matched. They go through the roof because their laser beam had totally collapsed the Baxter building. They're fighting in Reed's lab. Reed blindfolds him. And he doesn't know the full scope of Daredevil's power. Daredevil's able to sense things. He reaches out, grabs a loose circuit, and boom, hits Reed with it. Reed assumes the Doombot is the only thing that could be so accurate, but he doesn't understand the full scope of Daredevil's power. and neither does Daredevil. Like I said, this is a very interesting match. Reed hasn't had a lot of fighting experience. But look at this. And Thing is just beating him up. And of course, Thor gives a little speech. Odin's face appears out of nowhere. And all of a sudden, Thor is Thor again. He has his power back. And the fight has turned. But Thing has been holding back too, just in case. But now, Thing is pissed off. For Thor has said something to insult his honor. And nobody assaults the honor of Ben Grimm. It's clobbering time. It's time to slug some Thor. And the gloves are off. As Thing smashes the ground. Comes in for the haymaker. And boom! He gets the full power of Thor back. The energy bounces Thing, and Thing is surprised at the power of Odin's son. Basically, his father forgave him. Anyways, Thing and Thor aside, Reed and Daredevil are having a very interesting match. They're going back and forth. All of a sudden, Reed goes in for the haymaker himself and is blocked by Sue Storm. Sue Storm says this is a terrible mistake. Doom is actually in a conference right now representing Latveria. They realize their mistake. Thor flies off once again, Odin's son, and at full power. And what can I say? Enough said. Until the next issue, this is Jack Slater, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah!